Hi students, today what we're going to talk about is the workers and artisans, or the Kurtash of Persian society during the time of Darius and Xerxes. This fits under the syllabus dot point of the nature and role of workers and artisans. So life of the Kurtash. Kurtash roughly translates to workers on royal or noble estates and households, although the translation is rather unclear, with variety of different historians debating the best definition of the word. There's limited evidence of the lower end of Persian social stratification. You can see in the sources that we've already looked at, they tend to focus on the elite of Persian society, and most notably the king. We don't really have many sources that look at this lower end of the social structure. Men, women, and children were all involved in work, and you can see the list of different roles that they had there. These were gathered from all over the Persian Empire, okay, and crafted items such as the gold bowl that you see from Hamadan, which is now in the British Museum. It has cuneiform inscription on it which says Xerxes the King, and you can see how elaborately detailed, how skilled the craftsmanship of the bowl is. Payment. So we have had the discussion in class regarding Persian slavery. We don't have any sources that suggest that these people were slaves. Okay, they were paid in rations and foodstuffs, things like wine, grain, livestock, and beer. And sometimes they even paid in silver. This varied according to their rank, and it differed according to their status, their gender, their age, and their job. Okay, and you can see the sources. Okay, we have a lot of administrative documents, element tablets from Persepolis that highlight the shekels of silver that were paid to workers on rations. You can see the beer paid to the 1,500 men. You can see the grain allocations that were given to the Lycian workers and craftsmen. So variety of different payments made, and all depending on variety of on who they were. Diversity, as I said before, okay, they're recruited from all across the empire, all the way from down in Egypt, okay, across to Media, okay, the Lydians over in Asia Minor, Babylonians, okay, vastly across the empire. The process of recruitment is unclear. Okay, we don't know if they were forced into it, if they were selected according to their skills, or if certain particular satrapies took specializations in particular crafts. However, as you can see from the first inscription, that craftsmen all kind gathered in Persepolis in order to go about the construction of the palace. You can see in the foundation inscription at Susa that we have people from all over the empire. Stonecutters who are Lydians, goldsmiths who are Medes and Egyptians, carpenters from Lydia and Egypt, bricklayers from Babylonia, and painters and sculpture makers from Media and Egypt as well. So, vastly different people coming together to work under the Persian Empire. Most notably, we have sources that suggest that women acted as female sort of supervisors, kind of the great chiefs that looked over and managed the large groups of women, men, and children. Most importantly, they received higher men than pay. Okay, so even though, despite the fact that they are women, okay, because they have this supervisory role, they receive more pay. Monthly rations are recorded as 50 quarts of grain, 30 quarts of wine, and a third of sheep. So rather high as compared to the other different sources that we've looked at. Pregnant women also received higher rations. Okay, if they produced a boy, they were paid twice as much for a girl. So you can see the focus on producing men to go and fight in the war, or boys to further the family line. This sort of flowed on as well, and the nurse and physician were also giving higher rations for a month upon the birth of a boy. We have an example from Artem, who's a royal wet nurse or nanny, receiving rent payments for property she owned. So, similar to what we looked at in the city of Vesuvius, okay, we do have women becoming, quite powerful, and even women at the lower end of society, people who are servants, maids, nannies for the royal family, earning money and becoming quite wealthy from that. You can see, okay, that there's 7 sheep and 7 portions. One issues rations to women supervisors of parsap, and you can see the different women that were given roles, okay, and demonstrating that meat was given to female supervisors. And here we've got, from a cylinder seal, women depicted on serving a member of the royal family, and we have her attendants. Okay, these would have been, maybe paid more depending on their role. So all of this and the information that we've looked at already with the king and what we're going and look at women further on, okay, functions into or ties back into this question, which is the social structure of the Persian society. And what I'll get through is bringing all those aspects together. Okay, you should be able to go ahead and now answer this 8-mark question, looking at how each element of the social structure functioned, what their role was in society, and hopefully give it a broad overview of life in Persia during the time.